Welcome to Fluffed Up, a podcast for furries by furries that Wolfletech forces me to watch documentaries.
Dude, isn't it awesome?
Okay, so if you haven't figured out what we're talking about, the Fandom documentary, The Fandom, just came out July 3rd. Yeah, July 3rd. And it's great. It's really good. I don't really want to spoil too much just due to the fact that it just came out. So
For the record, we're recording this July 4th, exactly 23 hours after it was released yesterday.
happy All Countries Matter Day.
The first time I heard that was like today.
I love it.
I'm just like, okay. But yeah, so we got to the point of, I watched it during the premiere last night, and I was just like, Chewy, you have got to watch this.
Yeah, I was out work. I was at a friend's house, and that will lead into another story later. That some supplies that I picked up. But first, Wolfletech, what was your favorite part about this? Like, it's a documentary. A good synopsis is it's a documentary that goes all the way from the start of the fandom to current day, and
The entire cinematography for also freaking fantastic. My favorite parts of it was the comparison of today versus back then, and like the side by side comparisons.
yeah,
Like, because the thing is like, I like history.
mm-hmm.
So when you get to realize like, whoa, this actually started back then. I didn't know. Like, a little bit of a spoiler. Go watch the thing. Art shows were very much popular.
Yeah.
And not all conventions have them anymore. Like, we don't have one at Aquatifer. We should get one, but we don't have room for one.
Yeah, they need to give us a few more rooms. I know they have them available.
There's only one more room.
Oh, let's...
One more room, or we have to move the entire main stage to, like, the basketball airship thing.
Listen, you know the downstairs rooms where we keep splitting it off into more places?
You want me to
just split it off into more... Use that overhead area, cut that off, nice beautiful sunlight coming in, turn that in the art show.
It's actually not a half bad idea.
You should hire me for events.
Well, you're on the events team.
Well, they should pay me.
Well, look, I learned something. So yeah, we got a little bit distracted right there.
Wolfletech's making me submit my ideas to the con because apparently I'm smart. So, call me if you need advice.
But yeah, like the history of the fandom and stuff is it's something I like appreciate like a hardcore amount. And can you imagine how much research, how much time that all took to collaborate?
You know what I wish? I wish this documentary was around 5-6 years ago when I joined the fandom and I was trying to explain it to my parents.
Oh, because they didn't.
Well, of course, my mother did the quick Google search and found CSI, all that thing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, luckily, Kage did do some very good videos with basic introductions and stuff about the fandom, and that worked. But imagine if this was there.
Like,
imagine how much easier it will be for younger people who don't know how to explain the fandom to their parents. Like, just show them this.
See, something I wish would have been in it, too, thinking about it. There wasn't a whole lot about like kids in the fandom and parents being supportive.
They're doing episodes on it now, so they're going to be probably covering topics like that. I know they're going to be covering like racism in the fandom, more on the alt-right in the fandom. They'll probably cover like children and their stuff in the fandom. It's probably going to split off into sub-genres of different groups and how they've come into the fandom and how they've affected it and their storylines in each way.
Yeah, like this starts off a very interesting.
Like my favorite thing is finding out Fursonas didn't come around for a long time in the fandom. I thought that was like a right off the bat kind of thing. But no, like learning that, the first a black artist was the first person to develop a fursona and like start that trend, and it took like 3 or 4 years. It's a really amazing like thing that you don't expect. Like I thought as soon as this fandom started there was fursonas.
Yeah, it wasn't like a right away type of thing. It was this started happening, and we just started realizing we can do that.
Well, but it also kind of makes sense. Like, the fandom came from anime and science fiction conventions. Well, anime started taking over science fiction conventions, but thing was...
When people were realizing that other people drew this stuff.
Yeah, the issue was... all of these, you didn't make your own characters. You know, you were admiring characters that were made for stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When people realize that they're not bound to any contracts, you're not required to know this thing because, you know, it's a fandom based around our own creativity. Was you realize that you yourself are the one creating the things for you to look up to. You're making your persona a character that you look at and want to be. I mean, I can say more than anything. Becoming more and more like my persona made me a better person because I wanted to be what my persona was.
They're the inspiration of who you want to be, and Wolfletech's the same exact way with me.
You've seen me go from being a shy, introverted person to running how many events in the state, being a...
Hey guys, we're going to do this, come with me. Okay, thanks, bye.
leading, helping run one of the largest furry groups in the state.
You run the Seawee regional chat.
Like, taking charge and turning the community into something that I'd want it to be by creating events and helping run things that really make it feel more alive to me.
Yeah, and the thing is like someone mentioned in the video, I caught this, I forgot where it was today, but yesterday I caught it. Someone's just like they were mentioned, it was just like, why can't this be a wolf? It was DHC.
Yeah.
They're like, why can't it be a wolf? And they're like, ew, furry. I'm just like, it reminded me of how I found the fandom, actually.
So that was the same thing with me, as I didn't know what it was. So I saw this in a world record book, and I went, "What's a furry?" Oh, those look really cool. Those fursuits are really neat looking.
The research got us.
Deep rabbit holes later.
So mine was actually an insult in class.
Yeah, and a lot of time I'm learning that a lot more with people. Is a lot of people. So here's the thing. Furry haters have introduced more people to furries than taken furries out of the fandom.
It's so funny.
And now I flaunt it. And you know the fun thing about flaunting it? Is like having your picture of a persona be like your thing or something. Like, people will make fun of you. But at the same time, if they're calling you that, you know how many people might just go investigate what that is?
Yeah.
You know how many people you could passively be turning into furries just by,
This brings up a random question of mine.
What?
Does the fire department have your picture of, you in uniform or something?
I mean, not in fire gear, but in, a class A, I do have one.
So from your class, or?
No, from, our fancy dress uniforms.
Okay.
For our identification cards.
Okay.
Why, are you thinking of...
Well, I was thinking, so, school IDs, some people in some states are allowed to do whatever they want. So I'm just picturing, all 50 firefighters in your local department, and then all of a sudden Chewy.
Fursuit.
Mascot.
Here's the thing is I'm slowly getting them used to that because I just wear furry shirts whenever I respond to calls. People are tone deaf to it now just because of the fact it's like, oh, he just wears a bunch of shirts with animal people on them.
See, the thing is, though, is if you think about it, that's kind of a good thing because
passively normalizing it. I mean, and every so often we do fursuit walks around town, just hop in suit, entertain people, usually spring or summer when it's nicer out. I mean, we weren't able to do it this year, but last Halloween I recorded Addie and Scarlett running around in fursuit while I was also in fursuit running a camera. Because I'm one of those people where it's like, I'm already not able to see well. Let's put a camera up to my face and be even less, visually diligent.
And then I came over and we went to the bar.
Yeah.
That was Rick, but anyway.
But like, yeah, community engagement, things like this, like normalizing furry. It's like the fandom's come a long way. As a kid, I used to be scared of like.
See, the thing
stuff,
is
but
like with the fire department, you like someone's house is on fire. Who cares that they're a furry or not? They're still gonna help put it out.
Yeah, I mean,
they're still a person.
To be fair, I will say
when you just also dress up like a dog every so often.
When they did
mostly a cat, but that's a different story.
Very true. Well, technically now it's you got one half dog, one half cat, and then the other one's full cat. So it's
I'm sorry, a third dog, 2/3 cat.
Pretty much, but that's the thing is I made the sly joke of when they did a background check on me. I was like, yeah, they didn't find my Twitter. Safe again for another day.
We are now safe.
Because, like, but then at the same time, on my Facebook, there's a couple pictures of me in my old fursuit. I don't really post much on there anymore, but every so often when I'm at a con, I get a bit like, in the moment happy, and we'll just, like, post some fursuit pictures to Facebook because, like, I'm having fun. I may as well subject the rest of my family to this.
Yeah, I haven't really posted anything to Facebook recently. It's just been kind of difficult, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I'm on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
Currently looking into some dinosaur legs.
Yeah, that's a story to tell.
Yeah, so I randomly out of the blue got messaged by this company that makes like inflatable toys. So I'm like, oh, I look on their website and I'm like, oh, dragon legs.
They literally just have these big inflatable dragon legs. It's like if you were wearing pants, but they're like essentially an inflatable dragon like pool toy just from the waist down. And both of us are like, oh, that's neat.
So since they messaged me, I'm just like curious. How much do they cost?
I mean, obviously, it's like, come on. Someone shows you that, you're like, okay, show me the goods.
Yeah. So I talking back and forth. They took my basic measurements, height, weight, etc. They're like, that'll be $1,200. I'm like, I don't have that, but thanks for letting me know. I totally will get them someday.
But what did you spend all your money on?
So long story short, you messaged me being like, hey.
You want me to tell the story?
Hey, Wolfletech, hey.
Stop maxing up the mic.
Hey, Wolfletech.
Okay, so after Wolfletech's done molesting your ears, I was at my friend's house, and we were, basic camera work. I was checking out some of his stuff, and he's like, I'm selling this camera, and it's the same camera that I have. So it's a Canon mirrorless M50. It is a really nice camera, really good quality. I've been using it for a year and a half now. He got me one for my birthday. And he's had a lot of really cool lenses for it as well. And he decides, hey, I'm going to be selling it. And so immediately I text Wolfletech and I say, hey, Wolfletech, guess what? There's a camera. And I know you love these cameras because you love using mine.
I do.
So you want to get it? And he goes, well, give me a second. Let me see. So he goes through a bunch of math. And he goes, yes, please.
How much did he want? And then
I said 500.
I'm just like, oh.
Yes.
I could possibly make this work.
Yeah.
And then just long story short, a conversation ensues. We traded 2 sheep for 1 cow in a conversation. And
a weird bartering where nothing was gained or lost. And then he goes, okay, well, now I got to get rid of these lenses. So he has a 50 to 250 millimeter lens. So it's like ultra zoom. So obviously I buy that one. And then he has a manual zoom. And now for the M50, this is a camera that's pretty much auto ISO, autofocus. There's no real manual settings for it. Your twisting of the lens just goes, it just makes it go in and out a little bit. So this manual focus was really nice. And we've actually started using them in videos today because we were doing a big video day. And it's really nice. It's a lot of really cool stuff. Next is, well, what you're hearing right now is actually a different mic than the current one we've been using, and it should be noticeable, actually. Wolfletech, you want to go over your tech that I've just been loaned since Chewy wanted things with less electrical interference?
So, long story short, the theme of the day is long story short.
That should be the title.
Sure. Anyway, in college, I used to DJ for an UK internet radio station. I actually still, the coding of that app, the base coding of it is still mine and still on like the App Store and the Google Play Store.
So where's your royalties?
I don't get money for it. It was a volunteer effort.
Fix that.
But, I mean, it's a free app.
Sell your code.
Anyway, the code's publicly known. But anyway, so I had this nice studio mic. And I have cables for up the wazoo. I've had this Alesis Multimix 4 USB forever. But yeah, so it's...
For all the non-tech savvy, it's essentially a board with 2 plugins for mics that use a special kind of wire, and there's a bunch of knobs and dials.
It's XLR. This microphone requires phantom power, and that's what makes it sound better is, in the technology sense, it sends the signal down the wire under 2 different conductors, complete opposite. So if there's any interference, it's able to nullify it. Exactly.
And I've been using this now for a couple streams as a streaming mic due to the fact that I've been talking to a friend of ours and been trying to figure out a better mic setup for both YouTube recording with my skits and performances and, you know, all the stuff on Chewy's Cuz, and my Twitch, which you can't really do any touch-ups or filters post like the basic ones that they have set up. So being able to access a soundboard and not have to click off a game while you're working if like you realize you're starting to peak a bit and I can just turn down the level a bit is really nice. It's really helpful. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm slowly trying to move forward towards, and it's expensive, and now I bought lenses, so video quality is going up, audio quality is staying the same.
Well, audio quality, you're borrowing my stuff. So,
yeah, so I'm going to attempt to. I need to get a mic stand for this at least.
Also, if you notice it get a little bit louder, we have a mixer. It's actually the same one that we did with the live episode. So I was actually touching the dial, so now it's a little bit louder.
Yep.
Let us know which one you make sound better, because that other part was a little bit quiet, but I don't want to edit and fix it because Wolfletech is lazy.
We're doing our best. We've been switching around a lot just due to the fact of everything going on. Makes it hard for us to routinely get everything done correctly.
See, this, I'm hoping that this, because I'm gonna be like, before possibly the fireworks tonight, which we can possibly go for a walk and see.
Yeah, those are in like 3 hours, so.
Yeah. The July 4th, yay! I'm hoping to get some of the videos just kind of done and edited.
Yeah.
And out of the way. I just pulled up the weather on the other thing, and I'm just like, gonna have to do some of that probably tomorrow.
Yeah, do we want to do hot fursuiting stuff?
It's gonna be the same temperature tomorrow, unless we go at like 7 a.m. and it's 65 degrees.
Ugh. Isn't this fun? It's like, this is the worst time of the year, because it's like it's the perfect conditions, like with lighting and everything, to do fursuit videos outside and stuff. But the temperature, you'll boil alive.
Like live reporting, 85 degrees from the other side of town. Feels like 88. Yeah, because it's sticky today.
Yeah, so be careful when fursuiting. It's hot out there. If you need to a refresher, we just did a episode about heat stroke. So
yeah, drink plenty of fluids before and after.
Yeah.
Even by 9 o'clock, it's still going to be 76 degrees.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out later.
Yeah. But yeah, just like always know, especially during this time of year, know what the weather's going to be like, because also if there's a chance of storms, You never know which way the direction they're going to come out of and how they're going to pop up.
Don't make the mistake that I did and fursuit in 100-degree weather at the Wisconsin Dells. Though, let's be completely honest, I will do that again because that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, I'm really...
when I'm on time.
The whole thing about these is I've really wanted to do public suiting again, and then the pandemic hit. Like, we were planning all winter to be like, okay, we're gonna plan out a bunch of public suiting events throughout the the spring and summer to kind of get out there more. And we were like, okay, so we have a bunch of these dates planned. We have kind of estimates of when they'll be. And then suddenly we're just told we can't. And it's like, I understand it, but...
Your plans this year, yeah? They
No.
fun? Yeah. Fuck you.
Wow, Wolfletech breaking the explicit. I think that's the first F word of this.
Yes, we can't have another one. I do not want
Dang
to.
it. He stole my line. So...
We were listening to the scanner earlier, and someone literally yeeted themselves over the roundabout.
So that's a story. So the things you don't see when like you're watching a YouTube video is, especially with a firefighter, when your pager goes off while you're working on the videos. And the one we got, luckily it happened like right at the end, so we're going to be able to cut it no problem. But you just hear like the corner of so and so. Car rollover accident, and Wolfletech goes, okay, that's the corner. That's the roundabout. And if you've ever seen the gifs of people who gun it through a roundabout, that's exactly what happened.
So, like, I'm one of those people that I have a mental map of an area. Mm-hmm. Like, if I purposely get myself lost sometimes.
Oh, I'm good at it. The only thing is, I don't know the names of the roads. I'm like, oh yeah, this place next to this place. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, but I try to remember the roads because then it's easier, especially in case of emergency. You're supposed to give a cross street. All right, I'm at the corner of Main and Sumner.
There's a big house next to me. Over there's a dog. Yeah, that dog's a good navigation point. There's a white car driving by.
My favorite one, especially with Dodge County. I can see, if someone says, I can see Lincoln Elementary. Which one? There's 3 in the county. Because there's one in Hartford, there's one in Watertown, there's one in Beaver Dam.
My question is, we're not Illinois. Why is everything named after Lincoln? Let's just be proper and name it after our most favorite person.
Do you want to know the actual reason for that?
Let's just name all the schools after Dahmer. Dahmer Elementary. Let's do it. Famous as people.
All right. This will be the last podcast episode. No, it's not. We have to at least get to 69. We have the title for 69.
I made the mistake of telling him the title for 69, and now the theme is already made.
Which I forgot what it is, but we need to write it down because it's so perfect.
I remember it. Do you want me to send it to you?
Send it to me.
Okay.
Send it.
Okay.
Which, if you want to send something to us, info@fluffup.us. I actually do check that now since it's on my phone.
Good.
Now.
Please, yes. Send us questions, send us concerns, send us things you want to hear us talk about.
That's because I've been putting things relating to the side project to that email, so that way you and I both can get this information.
Yeah, that's always really useful.
Sorry. I'm acting like you during a Twitch episode. You see how the difference of the microphone is when I get closer and farther.
Yes.
Hello, 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 hello. That's why this microphone is a studio mic.
Wow, that's pretty,
Studio mic.
it's pretty cringe, bro.
Y'all cringe, bro.
So, how about... So, current furry news... Aquatifur has not canceled yet. That is, I think, the next convention in the list that has not canceled.
That's the next scheduled one that I'm aware of.
Because Furry Migration canceled. Aquatifur still hasn't canceled. I don't think there's any really other...
Well, Furry Migration canceled.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, I said that. So, and then MFF is sounding like it's going to cancel, though realistically, like, it will have to. It's the biggest furry con. It's the biggest liability.
Well, the thing is I don't think that they're going to be able to cancel it just yet
Well, it's going to take a while.
I think it's phase 5 or 6 with.
Yeah, that's true. Is Chicago is going through their reopening process.
Illinois has the phase system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have the phase system.
Which essentially is their reopening stats instead of Wisconsin, where we go, hey, we're open now.
So phase 5 is literally Illinois restored.
Wisconsin destroys it again as phase 6. Honestly, Illinois is has a lot more infected than us, but that's just because of Chicago.
What happened is the Illinois government actually didn't sue themselves to cancel their own law and prevent things, and I'm not trying to give them any ideas, but if they did that, oh man, there would be so much like effed up stuff coming up to Wisconsin.
There's already a lot of effed up stuff coming to Wisconsin.
Today was our highest increase in...
tomorrow's going to be bigger because of all the July 4th stuff.
That, keep in mind, it takes 2 or 3 days for the test.
Well, you're going to see the jump.
It's going to be next week.
Yeah, you'll see the jump next week, but everybody, you'll see a spiked increase around July 10th.
So yeah, everyone just be safe, stay.
I know it's too late for you guys to hear this, but if you're gonna go to fireworks, give a 15-foot giveaway between everybody. They're going to bring their crotch gremlins, and those crotch gremlins are the main infection source.
There's cases now of people
getting sick again.
I've not heard that one. But I've heard that the everlasting effects.
Yeah,
some people are saying that this is possibly in relations, it could have similar effects to Lyme disease,
where it just never goes away.
Where you literally just have to live with it, or lupus kind of comes from that too, and people now have to take medicine daily just to live.
Yeah, so. This is nothing to joke around with. Wear a mask at all times. I've been trying to be good with that. Every so often I forget to bring it because I have it in the wrong car.
We went out and went to round 1 the other day.
Yeah.
Round 1, not going to lie, I was super impressed.
Yeah.
If you want a business to properly reopen properly.
Round 1 deserves your business. So
round 1 limits the amount of people coming in and out of the facility. You're required to wear a mask the entire stay. They will clean the machines after you use them and put a sticker on it that says this unit has been sanitized.
Remove when in use. And they temperature check everybody on entry.
Yes. So that's why when we decided to go there just to kind of visit and enjoy, and I was impressed with that. When a company actually cares for your life and safety, it makes a huge difference.
It's almost like it's because it's a Japanese company almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like countries that aren't based as American corporations actually care about people. And I'd prefer to give them my business because if you want people that are dealing with an epidemic or pandemic properly, Japan is the way to go. They've been dealing with it before it even happened.
The same place that also, if your train's late by 2 minutes, they have to give you a written saying, sorry.
And then there's also, let's see, I was trying to think there is a...
Amtrak can be 3 days late and not give you anything.
And then there's Chuck E. Cheese, which I think just fully filed for bankruptcy.
They're in bankruptcy right now.
It's almost like the Plague Rat cheese castle of... everything is visibly dirty. Here's pizza. There's a child blowing snot in next to you.
The joke right now is Five Nights at Freddy's
is going to become real.
It's possibly a future reincarnation of Chuck E. Cheese.
So here's the thing. If that's the case, because Five Nights at Freddy's already exists, someone would then design a corporation around that idea of animatronics that are more AI controlled. and then that would happen, and then the person comes back from the future, does that makes the games as a warning. Someone gets the idea. Is this a self-fulfilling prophecy of like time travel and like
Possibly.
weird anthro robot like?
It's either that or someone's gonna buy a bunch of Chuck E. Cheese's, dress them up like Five Nights at Freddy's,
and make them escape rooms.
Yeah.
You know, I'd honestly be okay with that. That could be kind of fun.
Oh my goodness.
I could actually see. I want like the idea of like
Welcome to Fluffed Up, a show for furries by furries that gives everybody bad ideas. Buy a Chuck E. Cheese, make it Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay, but here's the idea.
Open it up as an escape room. Do it now.
So
Credit us.
So here's the idea now that of like something I'd find kind of fun, and a horror escape room where it's like set like that, except like instead of like animatronics or something, it's fursuiters who like are really good at staying still, but they'll mess with people. Like they'll move slightly, or they'll like grab something when no one's looking and like have it in their paw, like things that like make them think that they're getting messed with.
Why is that centaur moving?
I've gotten so incredibly good at standing still, and I'm almost invisible to the naked eye.
You know, that brings me back to my when I used to work in the haunted house in Fall River.
I feel like it'd be fun to be a fursuit in a haunted house because be like, oh, this is cute.
I dressed up as the gorilla for one time, and I got the scare award because I was able, I was like.
To be fair, you're big and intimidating.
But also, I was considerate of the size of the child involved, which they didn't realize could have was a problem with some people because we used to have a kids' time.
Yeah.
And if you have like a 14-year-old that would also fall into the kids' time versus like a 5-year-old, you do different things.
Yes.
Because if you have like the one teenager, they're gonna be like, wah! So you just go full bar. But like you have the little 3-year-old kid, you go like, whoa.
Yeah, you make them like a little jump,
and then you just move your arm.
You want to hear my favorite thing of like the free like horror walkthroughs that you could do at towns would have like their little Halloween event, and you'd have like the free little haunted walk thing that you go through, and there'd be people that scare you.
Yeah.
So a year ago, before a lot of issues, and we weren't busy. I went through one of those in fursuit with Scarlett, and it was really fun. But I think one of my favorite things was a clown who had his head on a platter. He opened the platter. He's like, "Ah, I like your costumes." I'm like, oh, thank you. It's like, okay, well, this is backfiring because now they're just complimenting my costume.
Oh, you have a haunted house here too now.
Yeah, it's actually been around for a while. It's apparently really good.
I think I actually may have been there before.
Yeah, but
yeah, because it was Dwelling of Despair.
Yeah. But I always find that really funny with those is like when your costume's so good that the like people trying to scare you just end up complimenting your costume. And it's like it's already hard to see in a fursuit, let's be honest. So like, you think you're really gonna scare me?
So I rode my motorcycle down there the other day because I wanted to see the lights for this.
Mm-hmm.
When I put 60 miles on that. Anyway, the one thing with I've been through that haunted house.
Okay.
Because what we would do is some of the workers on the first night, typically every other haunted house opened up. We didn't.
Yeah.
So we would go visit the other ones to see if there's anything that like they have or that's cool, or if something we could like update or change.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to this one, and I remember, and I think that's why it's closed, is because it's an old house and an old barn, and it's sketchy as heck.
Fall down, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to show you. It's down near their what they call their beach.
Wait, what took us all the way to fireworks? I'm now confused. Or not fireworks, Halloween. Oh yeah, because you were talking about. Yeah.
Something led me into thinking about the
Halloween spirit.
Well, like kind of suiting up in the gorilla costume and getting the award the one time.
Yeah.
And thinking about that kind of part of Wolfletech's origin story, because that was a lot of fun.
When I was 12, I was Scruff McGruff, the crime dog, for a thing, and that was really fun.
Be a dare kid.
Literally, I think I realized then that was what I wanted, like, but I didn't know there was an outlet for that. And then when I discovered there was an outlet for that, I was like, oh no, I'm never gonna come out of this, am I?
See, the thing is my my school didn't have a mascot. They still don't. They don't even have a marching band. Let's put it that way.
At least you have, like, at least you, like, didn't have to deal with the fact that, like, your mascot was the Red Rocket and your rival was the Bulldog. You know how hard that is when you're a furry to come to terms with that being your mascot?
Hey guys, I'm a Red Rocket.
Yeah. Every furry I told, you just hear the snicker of, yeah, I know. Come on, laugh it up.
There's a Lutheran school that's also the Red Rockets near where I work. I'm just like, no, please.
It's
For the
like,
love of God.
every corporation should have a furry there to go, ooh, honey, no, make it the Blue Rocket.
See, the thing is I love doing this by your computer because I can pull up things live. This thing was unveiled literally the first game I went to at Stout.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
For anyone who does not know, it is a
So it's the UW Stout mascot. Guess what its name is?
what?
Blaze the Blue Devil.
Oh,
It was student voted upon, and people were like, "Can we do this?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "It was voted upon. This is democracy. It has to be." So that's Blaze the Blue Devil.
You've cursed us with this.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Could be worse. Could be Eau Claire.
These are all things people don't know.
Oh, they're gonna be floating. Oh, wait. Oh no, that's UW Green Bay. That's even more horrifying because their color's green. It's a blue. It's like a blue and yellow bird.
That just looks like my first attempt at a persona.
I need a.
All
Is
of
it
the-
Green
all-
Bay? I don't know. I'm gonna have the. Oh, that is Eau Claire. Yeah, because they did mascot
Yeah.
versus mascot for Volume 1. Sorry, school stuff I always find creepy and thing. And if you're watching the video stuff, which you should go subscribe to Fluffed Up Fluffed Up podcast on YouTube, and you get to see extra little like things floating around the screen every so often. I will include these abominations at about this point in time in the video.
Oh dear.
So I have to remember about 38 minutes. So yeah, I don't know why. I never had the opportunity of mascotting or even trying to mascot.
It's interesting.
So that was kind of like my first time suiting was in Wolfletech. That's also why I offer it to other people to try on
I guess,
because
yeah, that makes
I
sense.
never got that opportunity.
Yeah.
So
I tried on a fursuit once and I was like, okay, I want this, so I tried to commission one. I got scammed by that person. I built my own. And from then on, I wanted a fursuit, so I ended up, building my own and then building another one of my own. And
I need to fix mine.
yeah.
I purchased all mine because I'm not that good.
To be fair, neither am I.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the facts of their name. Their name Blue, also known as prior incarnation of Chip Iwa, because that's not ethnically horrible.
So
Yeah, UW Eau Claire is so full of themselves. What? Oh, you're filling out a form.
So I'm trying to fill out the staff form for Aquatifer because I need to redo the stuff for that. And it says, have you staffed a convention before? And then I was like, okay, so I pretty much just worked Aquatifer. But the thing is, there was 2 Aquatifers in 2019.
No, it was 2018.
Oh, was it 2018?
It was okay. There was 2 in There was 2017, which you were there.
Oh, was it
2018 asterisk. 2019, which was just last year, and then 2020.
Okay, so that's...
Because there was 2 in 2019, but don't forget the asterisk. The asterisk is my baby.
So that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Forums are always fun, but so I think to finish it off for the day, because we're starting to get
it's
late.
not owned by the university because the university doesn't have an official mascot. The student body literally owns it as a separate entity legally.
It's the student body's persona.
Like, origin story. No. Official status: student body mascot managed by the UWEC Student Senate. The university itself has no official mascot, just disembodied nickname of the Blue Golds.
Yeah.
And then there's Blaze. Oh God. Anyway, so yeah, we'll finish up.
Yeah.
We'll get this one hopefully out sooner than later because
Yay!
there's been a gap. We're working on trying to get things back on schedule, but it's hard because we do things. I also just recently learned that my second job is reopening in August. So yay! Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Why am I still looking at that?
I don't know.